What's up, sports fans? Eldridge Bell back here with another edition of Literate Sports Show. And man, oh man, Game 7 will be played on Monday. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Golden State Warriors. I just got done watching Game 6, and man, if I'm the Warriors, I'm sitting here thinking, man, we can't be stopped. We can't be stopped. Because in this game, they took a punch to the jaw, they took a punch to the throat, and they took a punch to the chest and stomach, and they still found a way to win this game, even though for the majority of the game, the Thunder had the momentum, they had the rebounding. Stephen Curry didn't have a good game. I'll get to him in a minute, but man, oh man, kudos to Steve Kerr not panicking. Kudos to the whole team not panicking and showing some composure and the heart of a champion to fight back. Now, if I am OKC, I'm sick to my stomach. I'm throwing up in the locker room. I might break a couple of mirrors. I might break a couple of cell phones because you got to be sick to your stomach with this loss. And you had the game. You had the game. And you essentially lost the game in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's basically how you lost the game. And honestly, a loss like this can be detrimental. I'm not worried about Westbrook, and I'm not worried about KD, but the other players, you got to be sick to your stomach. I mean, God. And I just saw the interview with Billy Donovan said, we're excited to play another game. I'm like, no, you're not. Stop lying. Stop lying. You're not damn excited to play Game 7 when you should be preparing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You're not excited. Stop it. Just stop it, Billy. Anyway, it was a great game. Klay Thompson was the MVP of the game, in my personal opinion. Without him, they get blown basically by the OKC Thunder. He put on a show of 40 points. I mean, way to show up. Way to show up. And like I said earlier in the video, Stephen Curry, he didn't play well, but what makes him such a good player is that when he's not feeling his jump shot, he gets other people involved. He gets his teammates involved. Andre Iguodala, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Draymond Green, all those guys, and that's what makes him so special as a shooter. Because a lot of shooters have a tendency to just try to shoot themselves back into a rhythm. Stephen Curry, he'll dish off and he'll sit there and say, "Hey, I'll get mine in a minute, but let's get you involved." And I thought that was a real big difference between Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant, even when he was having a good first half, I believe he was 6 for 19 or something like that in the first half, and he wasn't taking good shots, but he was getting those highlight plays. He was getting dunks here and there. He was getting foul shots and a couple of 15-footers, but behind the arc, he was terrible in this game. And I thought him and Westbrook, I'm kind of wondering, did the criticism of them historically, not this year, but historically, I'm wondering, did the criticism kind of play in their minds? Because one, KD has always been known as the biggest knock on him is he's not as assertive when it's crunch time to get the ball. You saw that at the end of the game. He had a couple turnovers, he had a bad shot where he thought it was Stephen Curry, where you just take a shot 2 feet behind the arc and a quick shot, not really set your feet. And don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant's a great player and he's a great shooter, but he doesn't really take quick shots like that. That's not in his wheelhouse. And I thought that was a bad shot he took. So I'm wondering, did the criticism play in his mind that he got overly aggressive in crunch time? And Westbrook, he tried to win the game, and I'm kind of wondering, did the criticism of him kind of play in his mind? Like, I gotta win the game. Usually criticism with him is that he doesn't get other people involved. He doesn't have the court vision. And I'm kind of wondering, did he let his over aggressiveness play into the hands of the Warriors? Because at the end of the game, those two players had the most turnovers, and that's the reason why the game wasn't close in the last minute or so. So, huge victory for the Warriors, devastating loss for the Thunder. You hope they can bounce back, and this is one of my biggest complaints with OKC and management. They don't have a third guy who can get buckets. They really don't. And you saw that with the inbounds pass when the game was virtually over. But the Warriors were smart. We're gonna double KD. They don't run plays. This frustrates me with the Thunder. They don't run plays for anybody else. They don't have anybody they can run plays with. And that was the detriment of their team down the stretch with under 4 minutes left. That's gonna come back to bite them because one of my good friends always says when you go home, role players tend to play better than what they usually are. Case in point, Adams had a good game. Robertson had a good game. Too bad he got in foul trouble because that was really where the spark to come back when you got the fifth foul. But going back to Oracle Arena, I don't know if Adams has that good of a game that he had today. Robertson, I don't know. I'm not worried about Westbrook. I'm not worried about Kevin Durant. They're all stars. They're superstars. They'll show up. But the rest of the team for OKC in a crunch match, I just don't know. I think the Warriors are gonna come back from 3-1 and win the series. Now, I might change my mind when I do a preview of the game on Monday, but right now, that loss and to see how Kevin Durant walked off that court and how Russell Westbrook walked off that court, man, that's demoralizing. There are some losses that carry over, and I hope for OKC's sake that this doesn't carry over into Game 7, because I hope they don't get blown out in Game 7, because there shouldn't be a Game 7 technically, but kudos once again to the Warriors, and hopefully the Thunder can find a way to bounce back. That's my opinion. What did you guys think of the game? Tell me, do you think I was wrong in my assessment of two guys trying to beat a team of 8? Because that's what I thought happened in the waning moments. Tell me what you think of Stephen Curry coming back and being huge at the end of the game. Tell me what you think of Draymond Green. Was he too aggressive? Was he overly aggressive? Was he just right? Tell me what you guys think about the game overall, and tell me who you think is going to win in Game 7. Anyway, please leave comments and or suggestions. And thanks again for always watching my YouTube channel, Let It Rip Sports Show. Can't wait to see you guys on Monday. Whew, what a game, what a game. I'm out, boys and girls.